Good morning, Middle Tennessee, and welcome to The Rise. I'm Mason Brown.
And I'm Katie Inman.
And we're here to take your MT mornings to the next level. So let's get started.
It's Homecoming 2016, and it's game day on and off the field, with the theme being Raideropoly. The 47th Annual GMA Dove Awards holds the opportunity for Christian and gospel artists to nest themselves in a place where love is most definitely welcomed.
Like driving on the road, going places, you want to show other people where you're going and those type of things. So.
Those guys back then, I got over it, I moved on, and I'm glad that I did. So I'm playing in peace instead of anger, like back then.
All this and more today on The Rise.
It's Saturday, October 22nd, 2016, and once again, we welcome you to The Rise, reporting information, sharing entertainment.
It's our premiere episode, and we've got a great show today. We have the Hues. They're a local band based out of Nashville.
I cannot wait to see them perform.
Yeah, they really are. I've listened to a couple of their songs. They're great. But first, to begin the show, let's find out what's happening at MT. Rise reporter Michael Lynn White was all around for homecoming fun, and she joins us now live from the studio. Thanks, Michael Lynn.
Hey guys, super excited to bring y'all all the hashtag HOCO excitement, from beauty queens to cute guys and girls tailgating, even a mascot who totes ignored me, but that's cool. If you missed out on all the fun, that's okay. Stay with me as we go inside the board game themed MTSU homecoming.
Say hey to the new morning show, The Rise.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, guys.
Happy homecoming!
We need you to be loud, be proud, and be blue.
Just got totally shamed by the Blue Raider. Hey, Blue Raiders, it's Homecoming 2016, and it's game day on and off the field, with the theme being Raideropoly. What is the most valuable pieces of property on the Monopoly game?
Boardwalk, Park Place.
Yes, he got it. Woohoo, ding ding.
The houses. No.
Boardwalk and Parks Place. Park Place.
Oh, he nailed it. Park Place and Boardwalk. Does that ring a bell? Yeah. The two different sets of cards on the Monopoly game board. What do you think?
I have no idea.
Chance and jail. Treasure chest and
Dude, oh my God.
it's the question mark one. Chance.
Chance and community chest.
Chance and community chest.
Dude is on it. What are you guys doing? What are y'all doing with your families? You're not playing Monopoly.
Okay, I've seen that on the McDonald's bags, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Hey, how many houses do you have to have on your property before you can buy a hotel? 4. 4 is correct. Ding, ding, ding.
4.
Good guess. Good guess. Yes, 4. And then you have to have 4 to get, anyway. Word association game. So I want you to tell me the first word that comes to your mind when I say some of these words, okay? Western Kentucky.
Beat 'em.
Homecoming queen.
You. You. Me.
Money.
Hungry.
Hungry. Get this girl some cash so she can eat, y'all. What is that? Blue Raiders.
Yeah.
The best.
Thank you for voting.
Loud, proud, and blue, guys. The Blue Raiders may have lost the game, but not school spirit. Katie and Mason, back to you.
The Dove Awards bring together the biggest names in Christian music for a night that amplifies love.
It's the Grammys of gospel, and Rise reporter Jayla Jackson was there on the scene to watch how it all unfolds. Hey, Jayla.
Hey guys, yes, from Toby Mac and Lauren Daigle, Music City received a treat from a number of Christian and gospel artists at this month's 47th Annual GMA Dove Awards. Let's check it out. The Dove Awards was nothing short of a success. First-time host Ty Tribbett and For King and Country started up the star-studded night at Lipscomb Allen Arena, followed by multiple gospel and Christian singers singing their hearts out. The 47th Annual GMA Dove Awards holds the opportunity for Christian and gospel artists to nest themselves in a place where love is most definitely welcomed. We were able to catch up with worship duo Seth and Nerva, who performed at the pre-show.
Oh man, I saw so many artists back there. It's hard to name like just one, but I did see Tamla Man. I saw some other folks, but I'm just looking forward to the whole night.
Anthony Brown and Group Therapy lit up the night with their outstanding performance of Worth, which won Urban Worship Song of the Year, while Chris Tomlin took home Songwriter of the Year.
You know, I've just tried to write songs that give voice to people to worship God. And I'm always looking through that angle. I'm not sitting there going, what do I want to say? I'm really trying to say, how can I write a song for the people to sing?
It only makes sense for an event like this to happen in Music City, where no matter what genre, the tunes never get tired. Reporting for Rise MT, I'm Jayla Jackson. It was truly a great night, and I've got to say there was some phenomenal talent in the room. Ty Tribbett and Tamla Man were just two of my favorites. As for Katie Mason and the rest of you guys, hope to see you there next year. Back to you.
Murfreesboro and MTSU blend together into a community unlike any other. In fact, many people from around the world come to our town and bring their culture with them.
Here's Rise reporter Jackson Jones with his segment Humans of MTSU.
It all started as a project developed by our student government president, Madison Tracy, as a way to highlight our student government and the unique stories of individual students that comprise our great campus. We are proud to present to you her creation, adapted into a series of segments about those students, along with faculty, alumni, and more. This is the Humans of MTSU.
I actually was born across the street from where we're sitting right now, property owned by the university now at the old medical center. And my first home was actually on campus at Womack Lane. My dad was a graduate student. We lived there until I was about 2, and then I came back here for undergrad, and I haven't left since. I met my wife here at MTSU. My dog is named Murphy, so it's definitely something that's not just a choice I make, it's just something that is who I am. Something that I feel good about every day is that I get to come to work and share this university with others. And, you know, it's kind of become cliche at this point, talking about MTSU as being a diamond in the rough, you know. But I feel like a lot of people, when they get here, it's more than they ever could have realized. And so having the opportunity every day to transition from student into advocate and supporter and guider of other people that come after me, that's something that is priceless to me.
Casey Brown is one of the many people we have interviewed thus far. Tune in next time for another edition of Humans of MTSU about a politically driven student with dreams for running for office someday. This is Jackson Jones saying so long for now.
Good morning, everyone. Piper Evans here with your weather. It is beautiful this Saturday morning, but a little chilly. The high right now is about 49 degrees. Through the day, though, the high will reach about 66 and the low will go back down into the 40s, but it's going to be just gorgeous today. It already is. If you're not outside, you might as well get out because it feels amazing out here. Contrast to this week, though, we've had a pretty crazy week with weather. Monday through Wednesday, it was really hot. The high was about 90 degrees. And then we had a lot of rain. I actually have some pictures for you guys of the rain this week. We had a lot of rain on Thursday. We had just thick sheets of rain come through. It was like a monsoon coming out of class. And then on Thursday night, it was really chilly and it was really dangerous to drive. It was really dangerous for me to drive. But then yesterday, it was a little bit chillier too, and we had an overcast sky of cloudy skies. Well, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Reporting weather for The Rise, I'm Piper Evans.
Welcome back to The Rise. Remember when all the road rage was about texting and driving? Well, it's still a problem, and it's only gotten more complicated. Our producer, Whit Laxton, has more in today's FYI.
In the digital world we're living in, it's something many of us are guilty of.
Just the sound itself is distracting.
You hear the ding.
Who's texting me? Who's messaging me?
And you just can't resist.
You know, it's just like human nature to like look at that, see what it is.
No matter how common it is, though, using our phones while driving is not something to be taken lightly.
I look up, I'm too close to a car, I didn't see a car brake.
I think sometimes I feel guilty, like if I come to like a quick stop, if I almost hit somebody, definitely.
In the last 10 years in the state of Tennessee, hundreds of thousands of traffic crashes have occurred because of distracted driving.
They're not so much focusing on their driving as they are in staying in contact with whoever they stay in contact with by whatever means they do that, whether it's Instagram, Snapchat, texting.
So the question remains as to why drivers can't stop such a dangerous habit.
Some people always think you're the person that won't have the accident or something like this. So.
For years, there's been a national conversation about texting and driving. But now some might say that over time, digital distractions behind the wheel have only gotten worse.
Snapchat's kind of a hard one because it is so, you have to participate in it, right? It's not like off you go.
Snapchatting and driving, but I do it when like it's not a lot of cars on the road.
People are really into trying to make connection with other people.
Like driving on the road, going places, you want to show other people where you're going and those type of things. So.
They're trying to interact with you and you feel like you need to respond.
Though it might almost feel like a culturally accepted fad, our obsession with social interaction is not an excuse here.
Yeah, I know I shouldn't be doing it.
Now there are starting to be laws in place around what we'll call distracted driving.
Sending and receiving electronic data.
Tennessee laws regarding cell phone use in vehicles prohibit text messaging but not phone calls.
You are allowed to use your phone to find a phone number or contact and to make a phone call, but that's pretty much the extent of it.
The fine for texting and driving is to be determined by the courts, meaning drivers should understand the intensity of their actions behind the wheel or be prepared to pay the price.
People who are going to take the responsibility of driving need to use some common sense when it comes to things like that are inherently dangerous. And I mean, everybody knows that it's not a secret. Playing Pokemon Go or something like that, I mean, that's just, use common sense is really the best advice I could give.
For The Rise, I'm Whit Laxon.
Sweet words and melodies like in 60s and 70s. Days in the sun are over and done. No, I can't write no James Taylor song.
Guys, thank you for joining us. You are the Hues. We have Josh and Noah, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm really interested in, absolutely love the name and the logo. Tell me how y'all came up with the name, the Hues.
Well, the name, I don't know, for anybody who's had a band in the past, coming up with a band name is a whole thing. So yeah. we went through hundreds of names, and then one day Josh had the name, and we were like, done. We're just going with it. It doesn't matter if it's good or not. We're just going with it. So
I really like it. There's lots of weird band names, like you'll read concert festivals.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff's weird, but I really like the Hues.
Cool.
So tell me how you guys kind of formed as a group. How did the Hues come to be?
We actually met in school at Berkeley, and we're in the same dorm.
Yeah.
And I remember playing him this EP that I had recorded.
Yeah.
And we just liked the same music and started a band then. Yeah.
Describe to me your style of music. Like, who do you take inspiration from? You said you play the same type of music. What is that?
We both grew up definitely with 60s and 70s songwriters as influences like James Taylor and Jim Croce and Carole King, and so that is a huge inspiration. I love the Beatles and stuff like that. And Josh is from the South, so
there's a little bit more country. A little bit of country in there too.
So we brought some elements into it, but definitely like James Taylor, Cat Stevens, and people like that. We love.
Yeah.
I love all those guys. I love Jim Croce. My girlfriend's who's Jim Croce? Right, let's do it.
Oh man,
he's my absolute
favorite. Yeah.
So y'all are singers and songwriters. Y'all, I assume you've written everything for your band. Do you write for other people too? Do you kind of use that as your profession? How does that go?
Yeah, we do a bit of co-writing with artists and other just published songwriters and stuff like that as well.
Cool.
Yeah, sometimes the songs are for us, and other times it's for an artist we're writing with. But most of the time we write just the two of us. But
yeah.
We lived in LA. We moved to Nashville about 1.5 years ago, and while we were there, we self-produced 3 EPs. So those are on iTunes and things. We have a single that will play on the show that we released a few months ago. We recorded out here with some really cool producers named Jordan Lenning and Skylar Wilson. And it's actually a lot about what our, influences are. It's called Good Days Are Gone, and it's about like growing up with a hippie father who made us listen to,
artists
James
from
Taylor,
60s, 70s.
Carole King.
Yeah.
It says all those things.
We have
Billy
lots
Joel,
of references. Yeah.
Now, you guys are based in Nashville,
Mhm.
correct?
Yeah.
Do you guys play a lot of shows? What's your workload as far as shows go? Do y'all play a lot, or are you really kind of a recording artist?
We play a lot locally. I mean, we
Yeah.
try to have at least several shows a month in town.
Yeah. One or two a week usually, generally, yeah.
Yeah. The nice thing about Nashville too is there's, which is not in any other city, especially certainly in LA where we lived, but writer rounds. So we find ourselves doing that where you do a show with other writers on stage, which is pretty cool too. It's a bit different.
Tell us how we can connect with you. I know you guys have a website, right? But
Yeah.
how else can we get in touch with you guys and actually hear your music?
Yeah, well, our website is thehues.net. We actually just redesigned it and things, so it's all up and running. And all of our social media stuff is at the Hues Band. So that's our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and all of that.
Cool.
And all of our stuff is on iTunes and Spotify and all of those things.
All the things.
All the things.
Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Cool, yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Awesome.
From what I've heard, you guys are really great. The Hues, thank you guys so much for
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Coming up next in the Sports Zone, we'll talk about your Blue Raiders, the Titans, and the Preds. All that coming up next in the Sports Zone. Welcome back to The Rise. I'm Alex Myers, and this is the Sports Zone. Well, first off, I want to talk about what happened last weekend at homecoming here on MTSU's campus. The Blue Raiders football team was defeated in a narrow loss to Western Kentucky in a double overtime thriller. Now, I was lucky enough to be able to do color commentary for ESPN3's broadcast of the game. Western Kentucky got the victory, and MTSU will look to bounce back with a 4-2 record. They'll travel to Missouri to face the 2-4 Tigers. MTSU thinks they have a good chance to win this game, and it'll surely be an exciting one to watch. Well, it's hockey time once again here in Smashville as the Predators have recently kicked off their season. They play host to the Pittsburgh Penguins tonight, and we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
Third down. He'll get it again, and he leaps toward the end zone. Touchdown, Titans, 1 point away from tying the ball game up.
Well, last week with the victory, your Tennessee Titans matched their win total from all last season. The Titans will play host this Sunday at noon to the Indianapolis Colts as Andrew Luck and the boys come to town. The Titans looking to stay on track as they're currently second place in the AFC South, just behind the 4-2 Texans. The Colts, however, are coming to this game 2-4 and are certainly looking to get back on track. Finally, here in the Sports Zone, our host Katie Inman has a special story on one local high school football star.
You think you know what a typical football player goes through, but
a lot of people don't know how to play through pain.
And that pain isn't always from cuts or bruises. For former NFL player Terrence Pennington, that pain started in middle school.
So I was basically the punching bag. So it was me going to school, getting hit in the back of the head. You know, it was me, again, being teased, sitting down, pull the chair out. You know, it was a lot of things like that.
But he didn't let the bullies distract him from his big dreams.
From me being a kid that nobody would pick to be on their team, nobody that thought that I would ever be in the NFL, to where I was able to have opportunity and got drafted.
For the Oakland High School football players, this was just the motivation they needed for their big game against their rival Riverdale.
We do things to give other people confidence. The number one thing you can have for yourself is confidence, period.
And while some have narrow visions of tackles and turnovers, one athlete sees football as more than a game.
Jacoby Stevens with
It was almost like a time for me to get away from real life as I got older. And when I started getting good at it, that was kind of motivation, but it all started me just having fun and getting away from my worries and all my troubles, and you know, it was just kind of like a gateway for me.
He knows all too well how others can try to bring you down.
Verbally, you know, kind of tease me, make fun of me and stuff like that, and you know, I was a very sensitive kid growing up, and them doing that it hurt me.
But he doesn't let those people get in the way of his dreams.
I used to go outside and just take the football and throw it to myself. Imagine me playing at LSU, which is my dream school, and imagine just playing football anywhere.
And when the clock runs down under those Friday night lights, he doesn't give the naysayers the time of day.
The people that helped me push through is my family and my loved ones. Those guys back then, I got over it. I moved on, and I'm glad that I did. So I'm playing in peace instead of anger, like back then.
Coming up on the trend, Music City goes gaga. And rumor has it, she's not the only pop phenomenon stopping by Nashville. Welcome back to The Rise. It's time for the trend. All you little monsters can keep your paws up because Lady Gaga's new album, Joanne, dropped this week. The days of meat dresses and red lacy velvet are in the past as Gaga explores a new sound she calls cowboy pop funk. And Mother Monster made a pit stop in Nashville this month for her surprise dive bar tour. Another multi-Grammy award-winning pop artist said hello to Nashville last weekend. Adele honored Bridgestone Arena for 2 sold-out nights with songs from her iconic albums 19, 21, and 25. The singer-songwriter phenomenon performed in her signature style, keeping it simple and intimate. The massive worldwide tour is set to complete by the end of November. A Halloween cult classic is trending and is sure to leave you shivering with anticipation. Fox Television's take on the Rocky Horror Picture Show left classic fans and first-time viewers ecstatic and a little bit horrified as characters like Frankenfurter, Janet, and Brad time-warped on screen. MTSU students who want to view the original movie and stage show can check out the experience tonight at midnight at the KUC Theater. The presidential election is less than 20 days away and the debates are officially over. But come on, we really know what mattered during the Trump and Clinton showdowns, what trended on social media. However, nothing could surpass the trend of bad ombre. And all I gotta say is, what the hair? And that's all we have for the trend. I'm Marissa Burke, sending it to you, Katie and Mason.
Thanks, Marissa. And finally, today it's time to check out a performance from our special guest.
With their single Good Days Are Gone, here are the Hues.
My father was a hippie, wore a peace sign on his back. Says he used to be a poet, just like Jack Kerouac. When I was 16, he bought me my first 6-string. Note by note, I learned to play like a rolling stone. He smiled and said, sounds good, but son, the good days are gone. It's been far too long since I've heard sweet words and melodies like in 60s and 70s. Days in the sun are over and done. Boy, you can't write no James Taylor song, 'cause the good old days are gone. Spinning some old records, Dad kept them in his room, had me listening to Carol, and I'd feel the earth move. Close my eyes and hear the sounds of Billy Joel and Jackson Brown. Song by song, word for word, I'd sing along. It's sad, so sad. The good days are gone. It's been far too long since I've heard sweet words and melodies like in 60s and 70s. Days in the sun are over and done. No, I can't write no James Taylor song. Yeah, the good old days are gone. If I could rewind, far too long since we've heard sweet words and melodies like in 60s song. The good old days are gone.
Thank you so much for joining us for our episode of The Rise.
Before we go, we want to say thank you to everyone who's helped make this show a reality, from our production crew to our talent and everybody in between.
And we got to give a shout out to Abe Jacobianski and Nick Rowan for writing our theme music you heard throughout the show. And also shout out to Jessica Carmack for making our logo for the show and for overseeing all of our social media.
It's been a team effort, guys, and it's been so fun.
And we can't wait to see what the future holds for The Rise. So stay tuned because we're just getting started. For now, I'm Katie Inman.
And I'm Mason Brown. Have a great weekend.